I did it! I managed to finish my artwork, and here is the final piece. I was ill last week, so I wasn't able to finish the videos, that's why it's a week late. Now I'm going to take you through my creative process part 2. To transfer my drawings onto my surface, I used carbon paper to trace them one by one, as you can see here. This is useful for when you have a piece of paper that's too thick to use with a light box, and I recommend when you do this technique you use a ballpoint pen because 1, it gives you consistent line thickness, and 2, it's also easy to see which lines you've already traced. It took me a while to transfer each character, as you can see in this real-time clip. And here's what it looks like once I've traced everything. Next, it was time to load my palette with paint. I'm using gouache paint and some acrylic white. I use a small amount of paint since I find that with gouache paint that a little bit goes a long way. For the base layer, I wanted to go with an off-white with a bluish tint since they're in a photo studio and I didn't really want to have the background pure white because in real life not a lot of things are pure white. I used a palette knife, and it's useful because then you don't get paint stuck in your brush and your bristles. You're scrubbing the paint out of your bristles and you end up wasting a lot of paint in my opinion, and I also find it very satisfying to mix with a palette knife. After I've applied the base layer, I start laying down a blue underpainting and then I move on to colour. I tend to mix up one colour and then paint that colour in all the areas where it needs to go. I'll do a separate video on how I chose my colour palette and how you can make your own. Mixing colours is one of my favourite things to do. I painted this in about 2 sittings of an hour. And here's the result. Next, it's time to break out the coloured pencils. I use Derwent coloured pencils because it's a brand I prefer, especially the Coloursoft. They have a really nice feel to them when you're drawing. They're very soft and you can mix the colours and layer them quite well. Of course, it doesn't matter what brand of pencils you prefer. I used coloured pencils to add the details to my drawing because I was going for a grainy texture and I just wanted it to kind of look like an illustration that you'd find in a children's book. I admit this face took me the longest. I spent so much time on this that I didn't really keep track, but I was probably drawing per day about 2 to 3 hours for 4 days straight. And this is the final result. I'm really proud of this piece because it took me so long. We had to hand it in with a border, which was kind of a pain because I ordered one online and the company that was supposed to deliver it, they still haven't delivered and it's been a week and the delivery time was 2 to 3 days. But I was really annoyed about that. I had to purchase this border and cut it out myself, and I cut it out wrong. As you can see, it doesn't quite fit with the frame. So yeah, this piece is quite large. 50 by 50 centimeters, and I went for a kind of grainy texture to the artwork, and because that was how I was planning on doing it anyway, if I was going to do it digitally. I don't know what the chances are of me winning this contest, but I learned a lot along the way and I had a great time doing it. So just for that alone, I think it was worth it, even though I probably spent about close to 30 hours. I mean, I was drawing all week and colouring and spent a lot of time on it, because the deadline is the 17th, but I had to hand it in today because my art teacher, along with the other pupils in the class that joined, she's going to take everything and hand it in for us, so we don't need to drive all the way to where the contest is, which is in a different province in Belgium. As you can see, my desk still needs tidying because I literally just finished it and I just wanted to share it quick. The other thing I found, because I've been in the same position, that my whole shoulder hurts, so it's kind of annoying because I have like really stiff shoulder, but that's kind of my fault for not planning it sooner and sort of spreading out my work. I think one of my skills I need to work on is planning. Hello Kitty. So yeah, I'm really pleased and wish me luck. Future saw in here and I handed everything in okay. On the 17th of February, we're going with the whole class to the exhibition where all of the participants' artwork will be displayed, including mine, so it's kind of exciting to see my work in a gallery. If you enjoyed this video and you want to keep up to date on my journey as an artist, feel free to like and subscribe. I also have an Instagram and Facebook, so if you want to follow me on there, the link is in the comment section. There's also a link to the unedited version of me drawing and colouring my artwork, and you can find the link over here.